I wish to thank my sponsor for November, Linda M. It is truly appreciated. If you're interested in sponsoring, you can click into the details below, and there's some information in the link on where you can sponsor me. Once again, thank you. Welcome back. I am doing it's alcohol inks today. I'm doing penny tiles. They're little tiny, just discs, and they come on a sheet. It's like netting. That way, if you're actually going to put them on a wall, on the floor, they're easier. They're evenly spaced, but they are glued to that, and you can peel them off of it, and you can see that. See the texture there. You have to scrape that off, or I do at least clean up the edges, because I'm going to be using these as magnets and necklace. I'm going to make necklaces out of them. Got a couple other ideas that I'll be doing probably with them later, but for now, that's what and that is like major, there we go. That was like major glare I'm doing with that. So, and I do have my camera set up, the iPad set up a little closer, so it's harder for me to see what I'm doing, because I brought it down so you can see, because if I put you where I normally do, this thing's like minuscule. So I'm going to try to make sure I stay within the range. What I've done before we get started is I have already done a base color, because that doing all that takes a little time, and I'm trying to make a video a little shorter for you. Probably won't be, but this is what I did yesterday in experimenting with it. So I'm going to show you how I did some of those and what you can do too. So one of my favorite things to do with it is really simple when I find it. Here we go. This is pretty simple. Now what I do and why I do it is I have two golds. I have Piñata gold. In fact, I'm going to show you the difference in what I have to do with them. The Piñata gold, and I have gold from, and silver from Ranger inks. Oh, where's the silver? I'll shake these while I look for it. That's not it. Huh. That's odd. See if I can make sure. Oh, there it is. Looked right at it. So, once again, with silver inks, the metallic inks, you have to shake them and shake them and shake them. Otherwise, it separates. The color separates real bad. Now, let's just show you what happens with. Show you what happens with the Piñata. This is all dry. I'm just going to put a drop on top of this. I try to center it if I can. And see, doesn't do much with interaction with the ink below, because the ink below is pretty dry. So it starts to, but I'm going to drop 1 drop of alcohol or so to encourage the color underneath to react. And I just kind of stir that in and around to encourage it a little bit more reaction with the blue ink. If I did it wet, I wouldn't have to worry about it. And see? I think it looks like it boils when I do this. Just I blew lightly on it. And that's pretty much, you just do it and then let it go. It has to do its own thing. I'll show you that later when it's dried. We'll be here all day if I wait for each thing to do. But now I'm going to do silver on the purple. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to have my silver ready. I'm going to put a drop. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the alcohol drop on first. And then I'm going to drop the silver on. And you get a totally different reaction out of it. And this silver is odd. Maybe it's what it does everywhere, but it's got a bubble. There we go. Get that bubble popped. Does a totally different reaction, but it's cool, and I like this way better. So I tend to drop alcohol on my color first. We're gonna. Oh, I missed trimming off an edge. It looks like on that one. I try not to have to do it after I get them done, so that I'm not handling them a lot. Now and that was Ranger Silver, and I'm going to do Ranger Gold. I'm going to do the Ranger Gold on this one. This is, oh, that color I did was, indigo, that last one. The first was the Baja Blue. And this one is Poppy Field. Right there. Pretty sure. Yeah, because it's a little warmer color. It's either Poppy Field or... No, it's got to be, it's magenta. It's Wild Plum. Yeah, this is Poppy Field. Like I said, I don't know what that is there, but we're not going to worry about it too much because I'm going to put this one off center. There it is. We're going to drop it and then drop the gold right on the alcohol drop. I'm going to put another drop there. There we go. And I do stir it around a little bit, let it play. See how simple these are? Some of them I played quite a bit with, like yesterday, but then I learned sometimes the simpler the better. So that's how I did the metallics on them. Now, white. White's really cool. This is going to be Wild Plum, and I'm going to do it on the Wild Plum. And for it, I do the same thing. I'm going to drop, looks like this one, when I did this one, it dried with the colors, pigments, most of the pigments out to the edge. But we're going to put a drop right there. And then the drop of snow on top. Actually, this is this Piñata white, not snow. And we just let it do what it wants to do. If it bleeds out to the edge, doesn't make a perfect circle, I really don't care. Blowing on it just gently with my mouth, no canned air. Changes some of it, lets it play. I'm happy with that one. I really like this, kind of like this purple here, a little hint of purple, and then the pink. Except for I might bring this. Occasionally I'll change the shape just a tad like that. That's it. It's done. Let's see. We're going to do the green one. This time we're going to add a color. Okay, green. What I'm going to do now is, I'm going to add some ink along the edge here. Get it pretty wet, and it had a touch of the magenta in it, which was fine because I was going to got it off my glove. That's the color I'm going to add here in a minute. Now that I got that wet, I just take it up some of it up. And where's my, actually it's plum. I want the plum. Now this is where it gets fun. Trying to get a little tiny drop. So I think I showed you this before on one of my videos, other ones. I'm just going to try and get a little tiny drop on my, so if it doesn't want to bead up, that's the only drawback to, or it wants to run right off. Let's see. I know what I was doing yesterday. I'm going to use one of my little metal ball styluses. Maybe I am. Just begin to, because I don't want a whole lot on it. I don't care where it spreads to, but I don't want it trying to bleed completely over and take over the, there we go. Looks like an olive. I think I'll have to change something here a little bit. And once it's wanting to pull away from this side over here and do something cool and funky, sort of. Since I got a little too much color, we're just going to bleed a little off. Mainly because I don't, there we go. So there's one side of it. And now, somebody on my Goodnight alcohol inks was asking me what I was dipping in to make the little dots. And I'm just using a little, one of my ball styluses. And that's going to be pretty small. Is that the one I want? Got several different sizes here. Let's see if I can find the, I think I'd rather use this one. I dip it in, just barely, as you saw. Let me smooth this stuff over a little. And then I just place it gently on. There we go. It's starting to clear out. And I did find my palette. If anybody heard me, maybe I didn't say it, but I've been looking for my palette. So I'm going to go ahead. Let me try something. I'm going to put my drops of the color in here, and I'm going to dip my stylus in it. Let's see how that goes. It's not spreading because I can't drop it. There we go. Got a little bit coming up that way. Also touching up the spots that are wanting to go white over here. There we go. Just kind of making it a little funky and abstract. And that one I'm happy with. So it's done. It's going to get moved over here. Now, on this one, I really like the metallics on them. That's one of my favorite things to do with them. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to do it like I did this. This time we're going to do it like I did this is the Piñata, and I'm going to do it like I did with the Ranger inks. I'm going to add just a tiny dab, if you can see here. I get just a, really, that's got some color on it. Don't want to drop the color. There we go. Had to clean off the tip. See, it's just a tiny bit. I just barely get any on there. And then, because where I'm going to put it, I'm going to put it over here to the edge because it spreads. Then I'm going to put the drop of gold on it. I know I did the gold on the poppy. This one, I believe this one's the magenta. Yeah, this is the Piñata magenta. And this time I'm going to do a smaller drop also to the side over here, kind of more on the surface though. And I'll put another drop on it. And this time I'm doing a third one, even smaller, of the alcohol. Kind of off center. Bring this tip off a little bit. Tip gets nasty. There's that one. And one of my favorite ones to do is the black. The black is just totally cool, and we're going to put silver on it this time. I put black on one yesterday, and we're going to do silver this time. And this time we are going to do another center drop. And we're going to put the alcohol on it in the middle. I put 2 little drops and 2 drops of the... And again, I'm going to have to pop the bubble. Don't know, not sure what causes the silver to always have a bubble in the middle. And it's like a pain in the butt to get it to pop, as you can see. That's really weird. Not been ever had that much trouble getting one to pop. They're not easy, but let's see. Instead of metal, let's see what it does with a toothpick. If I can get a toothpick to pop it. Yeah, it's a clean toothpick. By clean, I mean there's no color on it. I keep forgetting that I got to work over here. There we go. That worked. But I'm going to stir it a little bit. I like it, but I want to get some more of the interaction of the gold, maybe, or the black in there. There we go. May not get much interaction this time, but it's pretty cool. I like that. And this one, I'm just going to do some simple. We're just going to do some simple clearing of the ink off of it. I love this on this color. I'm just dropping a little bit of alcohol on it. Now I'm going to drop it off the edge here just a tad. And I usually do things in odd numbers, so we're going to do, let's see if I got the really small one too. This is even a smaller end, but let's make sure it's dropping. There we go. This is even a smaller one. And I'm going to do one in the middle, the one I already dropped off, and it was going to bleed into the others, which is fine. Because then in the middle of that, I'm going to put another color. Just what color am I going to do though? Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I love this shade of green. This is Ice Resin Beryl, B-E-R-Y-L. And it is a really, really cool color. It's that color green. It's actually one of my favorite greens that I've found in this stuff. So yippee-yi-oo-ki-yay. And I'll just drop it slowly. Yeah, no, I gotta get more ink in the well, or in the thing. And I can reactivate these inks, so I'm not too worried about not. That's not picking up much. Get a bigger ball. I just like to do it this way rather than suddenly applying it and it running everywhere, because I don't necessarily want it. I'm going to want it to do some spreading, but I don't necessarily want it to spread everywhere. That just isn't enough. Let's try this end. There we go. Now, I'm going to spread it with a narrower one. It's kind of like when you get these sometimes to stay out to the edge. It's sort of like when you're doing the acrylic pouring. As you pour, if you get it off the edge, it'll pull and spread it a little bit more. We have to continue to touch it up a little. There we go, so far. So, that's that one. And this one, this is, I believe or teakwood. Which one is this? This is teakwood. This is a really, really, really dark brown. You wouldn't know it looking at it. All right, now, but it is. So, we're going to try something slightly different because I haven't done it, because I really like this green. We're going to try something. Haven't done it with this brown yet, but we're going to drop, it's dry, but we're going to drop this green on it. A second drop, see what it does. Reminds me of my mom had some pottery, so dinnerware that had this brown and green. That's cool. There's a lot of color. This brown is really intense. So we're going to probably pull this off a little more. And I'm going to put another drop of green right back in the spot where it was before, hoping that it'll eventually, there we go. Ooh, that's cool. That I like. No, 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 don't spread back in. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. See, you got to convince it doesn't want to do that. Okay, that's fine, because we're going to put another drop, which will activate this all again and create. There we go. That's kind of cool. Let's just not touch it. This one reacts different than some of my others. It's cool though. Just trying to keep that brown to let the green still show through. I like that one. So, yeah, this video is going to be a long one. Then there's the turquoise. And this one we're just going to do, where's my other one? There we go. We're just going to let the alcohol change colors, do some color changing to it to give a depth of it. And do multiple, yeah, okay, it's working. Just to let it, like I said, do little bubble dances. And yes, I'm blowing on it gently so that it'll sit up and dry. And this can go right there. That was a tiny one. Another tiny one. Kind of gives it a different tie-dye effect by adding in different spots. And I like that one. So it looks like that's done. So now I'm going to pull them back out here so you can see them. And I did coat these all on the edges. Let's see. Make sure you can see them all. There we go. This one's kind of hard for you to see real well. There you go. But it looks like, let me see if I can tilt you over here just a little. Okay, hopefully you get to see those. So, if you liked the video, I'd appreciate it if you'd click thumbs up. It really does help me. I appreciate it greatly. If you want to see more of my videos and you're not already subscribed, click the subscribe button. If you want to be notified when I have uploaded new videos, click the bell and that'll notify you. And I want to say thank you to all my current subscribers and any future ones that join. And then also, I would like to wish everyone a good day, night, evening, whatever time it is when you watch this. And to say, talk to you in the next video.